you?
I'm all right. We're finally getting around to doing this show, like a full 24 hours after the show almost.
Literally.
It's
Life
hard to
is
do the
busy.
Monday. Yeah.
And
We're
life
also,
is busy.
we're also old, so.
Well, yeah. I mean, we want to go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. And
Man, that last match last night was tough to stand up. It was tough. I gotta say. Nothing against Randy Orton or Gunther, but Chico. I got Chico with my toothpick.
all right.
Hey, yo, man.
So, Randy opened.
So yeah, we're gonna do a Raw review for 8/19. It was in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know the crowd was like 13,718.
That's correct.
And, they keep pressing forward, unfolding the storyline for Bash in Berlin. Randy Orton opened. He came out. And they also replayed what happened last week with Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then talked about Gunther. He said he'd be champ. And then the next time he was introduced in that building that he would be the World Heavyweight Champion. And then boom, boom, Gunther's music hit. Here comes Gunther. He gets booed pretty heavily, I have to say. And then he came out. And he's like, "You never RKO me again." He's like, "I will leave you a bloody mess. You are a one-trick pony." And then Ludwig comes out and jumps Orton. And then they both kind of jump on him and work on his leg. Mm-hmm. And then what? Eventually until they roll out, right? And that's kind of left him in the ring, I think.
No, the camera just left it.
Oh, so
like we didn't even.
Break.
No, they went to Jackie and Sheamus.
That must have been a long time thing. Okay.
Like they literally just cut from that and went. Because remember, I said something. I was like,
I remember you
"Are we not going to see how this plays out?" So if you were at Raw last night, let us know how the Pete Ludwig and Gunther thing ended in the beginning.
Did you say Pete Ludwig?
Oh no, did I say Pete?
You did say Pete Ludwig, I think.
Randy Ludwig and
Randy Ludwig.
Ludwig Kaiser. I call him Ludwig.
I call him Ludwig, but not Pete.
I didn't mean to call him Pete. That's because I looked at Pete down here somewhere.
Next, we go to backstage segment with Sheamus. He's talking about, "Pete, don't call me Butch."
Dunn.
Yeah, because he didn't want to be called Butch. And "Pete, don't call me Butch Dunn." So they set up a match, Sheamus versus Pete Dunn. And of course, God, I'm not a fan of Pete Dunn, Butch, whatever his name is.
I'm not a fan of Sheamus.
I think him working the fingers in the matches is some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen. So that bores me. It's terrible. I like Sheamus that they let him do some stuff. He just always has boring opponents. So
maybe that's it. He's got boring opponents.
But the guy's, twisting his finger. It's just kind of a lame match. He's working on his fingers the whole time. I have down here, loathe Pete Dunne.
I literally did not write a single thing down during that match because it bored me.
Butch broke Sheamus's hand. Butch did a little beating. He tied his hand into the turnbuckle.
Oh yeah.
Pulled it through, and then he ran back, tried to kick it. Yeah, and then Sheamus just ripped out. That was cool.
Yeah,
Sheamus
that was pretty cool.
The turnbuckle off, and then he just gave Butch the boot, and then pinned him. So that was pretty cool. Then on to another backstage segment with the New Day. And you can tell that they were trying to push this whole storyline forward with Odyssey Jones and Xavier and Kofi. They did some stuff, and
Well, Kofi kind of called Woods out on him not being excited and being his usual self.
Yep. So we knew that was coming. So they had a 6-man tags coming up later. After that, they had a new pre-made Braun Breaker promo.
I thought that was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They're pushing him hard.
Yeah, they really are pushing him.
Good for him.
But yeah, it was a really cool promo just to kind of see him go from NXT and, everything to now.
We've been saying for a while, when is he coming to WWE? Why so overdue?
Yeah.
Long overdue.
I wish they would show who was his tag team partner in NXT. Like he's on the main roster now, but he's
Baron
just
Corbin.
Baron Corbin. I like him. I wish they would do more
Yeah.
with him.
I think they're starting to do something with him. He's involved in some angle now, but I'm not sure which one.
Oh, he's with Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Watch how close you get to that mic being so loud there.
Why
Blow
are
my
you
eardrums out.
always telling me I'm loud?
Because you see how low I'm talking like this? This is okay. But if you get loud, it hurts your ears. Yeah. See? That's why. That's what you do. Exactly.
What
You have
is
to
it?
talk low. The
It
closer you
doesn't
get, you
appear.
have to whisper.
It doesn't appear to be loud in my phones.
It's very loud. When you laugh real loud, your mouth's like right here. It like makes my brain jolt. So
Anywho,
so after the new Braun Breaker promo, we went to another backstage segment with the American-made Chad Gable.
oh yeah,
I don't know if I like this or not. I like it that they're changing it because I thought the Alpha Academy was the stupidest thing ever. But
it was time for a mix-up.
now they changed it up, and now they got the Creed brothers with Chad Gable. So
And Ivy
now she changed over. Yep, she changed over, so she's kind of heel now. And Chad's going to be the stable leader of the new American Made. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, we know in their little battle with the White Six. So he mentions that in the backstage promo. We're gonna get the White Six, blah blah blah. So he said right now we're gonna focus on the Alpha Academy, but we're gonna get that White Six. But what happened, baby? What happened during the match?
Well, first off, it was a match between Ivy Nile and
Yeah.
Maxine, because if you recall from last week, Ivy attacked Maxine.
She turned heel.
She did. It was a pretty good match. Maxine, like out from the get go, like drop kicked Ivy from behind, and then she did a fisherman suplex on the floor, and then she threw
Come on,
Ivy.
baby, calling that complicated wrestling with fisherman suplex.
I just wrote down what they said.
Gears.
Sorry,
Fisherman
I
suplex.
just wrote down what they said.
I know.
To me, it was just like a regular
Kind of turns
suplex
me on though.
on the floor.
You and all this wrestling talk.
And then she threw Ivy over the announcer table, and like literally over the table. But then after that, Ivy now kind of took control of the match until
The lights went out.
the lights went out.
Georgia.
The lights went out and fireflies came on.
Yep.
And Nikki Cross, also known
Sister Abigail now.
as Abigail the Witch.
Oh. I thought it was Abigail.
It's
Sister
Abigail. It's
So she's Abigail the Witch.
Yes.
Okay. Correction.
She thinks she's Abigail the Witch.
Gotcha.
She come out and attacks Ivy. The Creed brothers were taken out. Chad was alone in the ring. And Uncle Howdy appeared.
Yep. Uncle Howdy finally came out. He's been a couple times. So
Yeah.
He's done the little Sister Abigail
And he did
move.
Sister Abigail
He did
on
that, Yep.
Chad.
I wonder if he's going to wear the mask when he wrestles.
I don't know. However,
He did have that last night.
two things about that.
What?
One, the bell never got rang to start the Maxine and Ivy
Yeah.
match. And then, of course, then it was never called for interference either.
Yeah.
So it was just like
Oh, it just
nothing.
didn't happen. Yeah.
Okay. Two,
The
did
bell's
you
over.
notice something?
3 years screaming at that microphone.
Did you notice something about Uncle Howdy last night?
What?
You didn't notice.
What's that?
His mask was different. I noticed
I
it.
noticed it was different.
I noticed he looked different,
Mhm.
but I was just thinking like,
I wonder if it's going to be something that maybe I did notice, and that's what prompted me to think. Like, I wonder if they've made it like refasten it where he's going to wear it during the matches.
but not only was his mask different, his dreads were combed out. It was
Yeah.
just straight hair.
Okay.
So no more dreads. I kind of like the dreads.
Okay.
But
Did he
yeah.
have dreads before?
Yeah, he had dreads.
Okay. All right. Well, We'll see. I don't want to see what kind of gear he wrestles in.
Yeah, maybe they'll do.
I don't know.
He hasn't had a singles match yet, has he?
No, this will be his first one coming up on SmackDown, did they say? Or Raw next week. He's fighting
Well, he's
Chad.
on Raw. Is he
Yeah,
fight?
so
Did they
he's fighting
announce
Chad
he's
Gable.
fight?
Yeah.
They did announce
Yep.
that. Where was
So
that?
next week. I don't know.
Anywho,
He might have been pooping.
I took the dogs out one time.
Okay.
I did not go poop.
Okay. Next was Terra Twins. Basically, they were just Damien and Rhea just talking smack in the back, doing an okay job. Promo's
Yeah.
still a little weak, but they was they did an okay job saying how they were going to beat Dom and Live Up. Next, I know things you need to be. I'm a smiling face on old TV.
Sing it, baby. Sing it.
Oh, the personality CM Punk comes out. He's got a lot of CM Punk chants. CM Punk. He talked some trash. He
He
always does a
came
good job.
out. Wait, no, you didn't tell what he came out with.
What?
The straps around his neck.
Oh yeah, he had leather straps around his neck. He announced a leather strap match that him and Drew were gonna have. He talked a lot of smack, a lot of cool, the way this match is gonna be won because Amber, being she's new, she didn't know what a leather strap match was, and then I had to kind of admit to her I didn't either because they were always different. You come about the winning the match differently. This one, CM Punk said that you have to win by touching all four corners of the match. I mean, of the ring, all four turnbuckles.
So,
So you have to grab by the hand. It's usually
like, in order for Punk to win,
he's got to.
while he's strapped to Drew,
They'll always be strapped together. Yep.
he has to go and touch all, like, in a row, or
But
can it?
he has to have Drew like by the hand. He has to drag him over. He has to touch all four consecutively. If Drew hits him
Consecutively.
and starts doing a wrestling move between the second and third one, then
It don't
breaks
count.
up. Yeah.
Okay, that's okay.
So that's how that goes. It can be fun. That kind of match can be kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that match.
Um, Drew came out and asked Punk, he's like, have you been drinking? So that was his way of calling him crazy. He's like, you're going to be attached to me. And then Punk straightened out for him and said, like, oh, don't look at it like I'm going to be, or you're going to be attached, or I'm going to be attached to you. You're going to be attached to me. So,
Yeah.
took that to the next level.
I definitely think that'll be a good match.
And then who came out next, baby?
It was a Liv and Dom promo.
Liv and Dom promo. Liv talking
And
trash.
That's where Dom challenged Damien.
Yep.
Correct.
Challenge Damien. He's going to be a full-grown man now. Challenging full-grown men.
And the next was the
Six-man.
the 6-man tag team with Final Testament and New Day.
Yep, Final Testament. And the first thing that happened was Xavier was in the ring first, and then he just like got the. I don't even know if they even tied up like collar and elbow tie up, and then Kofi just kind of reached out and slapped him on the chest and tagged himself in. And Xavier was like, "What the fuck? What?"
Yeah.
So clearly, that's coming. Xavier turning. We've been saying that past few weeks, but that's coming. Odyssey got the big boss slam on one of the guys. Made the pin after Xavier did the big super elbow.
Mm-hmm.
He got kind of thrown out after that, so Odyssey got the pinfall. And then after that, they kind of showed his face. He wasn't that excited. Xavier, that is. Pronouns, pal. And then backstage again to Rhea and Damien, I mean.
It was just Damien accepting his match.
Yeah, so he took the match with Dom, and then they showed some stuff on Alpha Awana,
It was a tribute.
which is
Roman's uncle.
Roman's uncle. So he passed away. So rest in peace to him.
And then next was a
Nice little promo they did for him too.
it was a no disqualification.
Revenge match. Miz gonna get that revenge for his friend R-Truth.
Yep. It was for truth. He did it for truth. It's a no DQ.
Miz said, I don't have a lot of friends. So he said he was
I
doing it
feel
for
you,
R-Truth.
Miz.
He said he was doing it for R-Truth.
I don't have a lot of friends either.
I don't have any friends.
You're my friend.
You're my best friend.
You're my best friend.
I love
I love you more.
you. Miz, I don't know what's up with Miz lately. He's got a shirt on. Usually wrestlers start wearing them by their physique around that late 40 age. They start
Maybe
wearing a shirt.
maybe he's not. He's losing muscle mass and he's just not
Maybe.
ready.
I don't know.
But I
But
mean, they have like plastic surgery
he just
procedures
knows.
to help with that.
It's something you look forward to. They had chairs, trash cans. It was an ODQ match.
Tables.
Kendo sticks,
Yeah.
tables. Miz done good entertaining the crowd, getting, playing the crowd, getting the tables out last. Of course, he went through it. He sat in the chair one time. Bronson Reed did with his foot on his neck. With his foot on Miz's
I had on
neck,
Mrs. head.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. He just kind of sat there like. And then in the end, he was gonna, he ended up giving him a tsunami, right?
Well, first
he
he
won.
did. First he did a Toronto DDP.
But Toronto was?
That's what they called it, or is it DDP? DTP.
Oh,
Is it DDP or DD?
He did a tornado DDT.
DDT.
Yeah, he did that on
DD.
Bronson.
So it's DD.
DDT. Live,
Tough.
folks, teaching my wife wrestling.
Does it
Yes,
stand
it's
for, like,
DDT.
Diamond Dallas something?
Nope, it don't stand for. It's a move Jake the Snake invented called the DDT.
Oh, okay. I always thought it was after Diamond Dallas Page.
He took the initials DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, but that had nothing to do with the DDT.
Honestly, when they call it a DDT, I can't tell if they're saying DDP or DDT.
Yeah, they'll always be calling it a DDT. So DDT was Jake the Snake's move, and it was named after a chemical that used to be in the United States that got outlawed called DDT, and it was like kill everything, and it was so poisonous, like it's kind of outlawed now.
Well, after he did the Toronto DDT.
Tornado DDT.
Is it tornado? Oh, tornado.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. I
Toronto.
have tornado.
He did a Sharpsburg DDT on him. He did. Well, watch out here with this Pikeville suplex.
I have tornado right now. Why I say tornado? Anyway, after he
John Cena better look out here with his Fremont headlock.
after that, Miz goes to the table. Then he did the tsunami and pinned Miz.
And then he went back up with some more tsunamis.
Well, then
as he's been doing.
When he went back up,
And the crowd goes crazy every time.
yes, I do actually.
Yeah.
Like they want him to do it.
And the crowd went crazy until that big son of a bitch came out.
Braun
Braun Strowman. Yep. He came out and they just kind of faced off. I guess I was just kind of see what the crowd thought of it. Pretty interesting. Crowd kind of responded a little bit. What? Yawning again, huh? Damn. Way to wait a whole night. You still yawn.
Look, this is like the first time I've sat down since work today. On to add to that.
Yeah.
I know you don't really like get on social media. Like, I mean, you scroll through Facebook, but Instagram is where they really post a lot of like virtual only, digital only posts.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed after the match, Strowman and Miz talking, and Strowman said that R-Truth called him and asked Andre to go help Miz.
Andre.
So Braun corrected him and told him that he was Braun and not Andre. So then Truth asked him to give Miz an Intercontinental Championship match. Because he thought he was Braun Breaker. So then that got Miz thinking about the IC tournament next week. So I guess Miz is going to be in the IC tournament.
All right. After that match, they went backstage again with Sheamus. He was all
I was really
bandaged
sick
up.
of Sheamus after last
Showed a
night.
lot of him last
I
night. Yeah.
did.
He was all bandaged up. And he's like, I'm going to whip Randy Orton.
And then he was going to come
Ludwig.
back to Sheamus and finish their...
Yeah, Ludwig came out and said he's going to whip Randy Orton. By the way, that was the main event last night. And then they went back to Dom and Liv again. And And then they went to a Braun Breaker promo again, but this was kind of like in the hallway.
It was just talking
Yeah.
about the tournament that's starting next
tournament,
week
yeah.
for Intercontinental. I'm assuming they're going to do tournament for the Intercontinental Championship title and then have the title match at Bash in Berlin.
Berlin, probably. Maybe.
Maybe.
So Dom and Damien, that was the next match. Kind of the co-main event. Judgment Day came out, of course. You know, the current Judgment Day.
Yeah, that match never happened either.
Yeah.
Which Damien had already said he knew it was a trap.
Yeah. So they, as soon as they came out, Damien kind of caught them, turned around, and kicked all their asses, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Dom looked scared.
Yeah.
But then, lo and behold, behind Dom was Rhea.
Yep. And then Rhea was about to riptide my boy on the table and Liv. And you caught it too. I was like, oh, she's about to riptide him. And she was like, no, you said, no, she's not. Here comes Liv. And then Liv came in and popped her with the chair.
Liv saves her man every time.
Yep. So she, they pretty much did the whole, destroying the Terra Twins. That's what they're calling themselves.
They kind of did like the bloodline.
Yeah,
did
piled them
Cody
up.
on them. They made Damien watch Liv kick Rhea's booty.
Yeah, I heard him screaming for her one time.
Mm-hmm.
But the Terra Twins is Damien and Rhea now. So the Terra Twins got destroyed, and then they kind of did the whole pose for the camera over top of them, and they were piled up in the ring.
Yep.
So that was all right. But so and then after that, that was a promo. I have a promo.
Judgment Day.
Yeah,
Promo.
Judgment Day, and they were talking about how Damien was only champion because of them.
And now he's not champion because of them
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
See what he did there? He played on the words.
Yeah. I did see that.
And then after this was the triple threat match with the no DQ
No Dairy Queen.
between Damage Control, your favorite group, the Pure Fraction. What was that? What's the name
Your
again?
Pure Fusion
Pure
Collective.
Fusion Collective, yeah. And then Sabrina to the Teenage Witches. They fought for the WWE tag titles. I'd asked you earlier what you thought was going to happen. You didn't know. And then,
I thought Jade and Bianca was going to
Yeah.
interfere.
yeah, but they didn't. And
They
nothing
didn't
really
even
happened.
show up.
Yeah.
Where are my girls?
they
It
were
was
on-
in Florida.
They were on Family Feud. We just
And
watched
they
them
were
on
in
Family Feud.
they were in California, I guess, for Family
That's
Feud.
what happened. They didn't get the tag titles. Sabrina and Teenage Witches, they kept the tag titles last night. So still WWE
In case you
tag
don't
titles.
know who Sabrina Teenage Witch is,
Oh, they know. It's the witches.
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. The
Better
Scotland.
known as Sabrina's Witches. Or Sabrina the Teenage Witches. Yeah.
I like that name.
So that they won. And then let's see, as a normal this so Randy came out and Ludwig came out, and then they did the whole backstage the Jay thing. God, sometimes they get mixed up how people come out and they go
Well,
backstage.
I have a Gunther and Ludwig.
Gunther and
I don't
Ludwig.
know what that is.
They
I just wrote Gunther and Ludwig.
So I didn't write it down. It wasn't even important enough. They may have went to a backstage, yeah. So
But then I have Jay and Jackie
yeah, they had Jay and Jackie.
talking
and
about the Intercontinental.
he's talking about the Intercontinental title, and
Do you think that's going to cause problems with him and Sammy?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with
I mean, which Sammy told him just because he's not a champion doesn't
Yeah.
mean he can't be.
that. Yeah.
So maybe Sammy's, pushing for him. And I'm still all this week as far as like rumors and stuff. Like I still hear that like by the time
Yeah, what'd you hear?
Raw goes to Netflix, Sammy and Jay will be moved to SmackDown.
Okay.
I just feel like if they're gonna be in the Civil War, then they gotta move before Netflix.
Yeah, you would think so. But they may not do that. I don't know. We hadn't seen the end of the Civil War thing. Maybe we'll find out more this Friday on SmackDown.
Maybe
On SmackDown.
Roman's not gonna be on there, so
He's not.
supposedly he's
Oh,
been written
that's
off for a few weeks now. Again, he just came back.
I don't know.
Like what? Which I mean, so did Seth, and then he's gone again too. So
Yeah. So the Orton and Lowood match was pretty good.
what are you
A lot of
doing?
what?
You just skipped over a whole
I
bunch of
skip?
mess.
What did I skip?
They did.
Did I grab a page?
In case you missed some Brawl last night.
Case you didn't know.
Last night was Pat McAfee's last
Oh, yeah, Pat
night
McAfee's last night.
until
Oh, I have that right here.
until college football season is over.
Yep. See you, Pat.
Boo! I'm sad.
Man, just when
Pat
him
and
and Cole were
Michael.
starting to sizzle.
Yeah, but I think they've been sizzling since day one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he will be back in January when they are on Netflix. So
Yep.
that'll be
Which is
exciting.
right around the corner.
And then they also, oh yeah, I have this right here. They also announced next week's Raw is in Providence, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the matches for next week will be Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. The Intercontinental Championship tournament will start next week. And Uncle Howdy versus Chad. Like you said earlier, that I apparently wrote down and forgot.
We'll see that later. Kind of a boring Raw. Not really anything exciting.
Wait,
give it like a 4.
well now we got the Randy and Kaiser match.
Yeah, the Randy Kaiser match happens. And then it kind of went off, and Orton and Gunther were in the ring fighting. Gunther came out. Randy got the RKO. If anybody would have guessed, he got the RKO. Ludwig, but I ended with Gunther and Orton in the ring fighting. So I guess that's going to be a big match. Even though it seems like you're struggling to make it a big match.
Because there's nothing there.
Catching fire. Yeah, just no.
There's
Try to get some personal stuff, make it personal because he's calling Randy, one trick pony and all this. But
the only personal thing about them is that for me, it would be Randy's 15th.
yeah,
right? So
I just don't like Gunther. If he retired, I never saw him again. I wouldn't care. It wouldn't mean nothing to me.
there's just to me, Gunther and Drew and Sheamus's little thing, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So if they would move Drew away from the heavyweight championship and move him back to the IC, Gunther's not IC champion anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, well then put Drew on the heavyweight championship thing and build that storyline back up.
Oh, just get rid of Gunther.
Or get rid of Gunther. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate Gunther.
I don't
He's
like
just
Gunther.
not exciting.
He's just so boring.
Yeah, he's just boring.
He's boring on the mic. He's boring in the ring.
He's very boring on the
coming in the ring. He's boring backstage. He's a boring wrestler. His moves are boring. The only thing he does is chop, and it's just
Yeah.
so what? You can chop. But anyway, Flair is the chop master, so they just say woo anyway when you chop, so it doesn't matter.
True.
Yeah, that's all Gunther's got. But other than that, he's kind of a boring ass wrestler. I don't know. But
for recap, so far we have the matches for Bash in Berlin are Gunther versus Randy for the World Heavyweight title. We have Cody versus Kevin for the WWE Undisputed Championship. We have a mixed tag team match with Rhea and Damian versus Liv and Dom. And now we have CM Punk versus Drew in a strap match.
Yep, in a strap match.
So hopefully we'll have another match to add to it after Friday night.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes over there in Germany. But, all right, well, that's it, babe. Kind of a number 4 on the Raw. Kind of a boring
last night was...
SmackDown would be better.
Ooh, I hope so.
Yeah, but...
It's kind of boring.
But until Friday, folks, keep your head up.
And your feet on the mat.
Peace out.